We'll go ahead and continue with North Carolina State for the Wolfpack, joining Coach Kevin Keatts, student-athletes Terquavion Smith and Jarkel Joyner. Again, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll keep you the handheld microphone. Please identify yourself and your media affiliation and who the question is directed to. Okay, Coach, we'll go ahead and have an opening remark on today's game.
You know, I thought our guys fought the entire game. We wanted to, obviously they got a pretty good lead on us, and we wanted to cut the lead and put a little bit of game pressure on them, and I think we did. Give Creighton a lot of credit, very good basketball team, and every time we made a run, I thought they made a run, and obviously they made some plays down the stretch. I am super proud of my team. I mean, this is, when you look at where we were at last year to where we're at now, and how hard our guys worked, and you know what a season we had with 23 wins, and guys playing their butts off, and guys like Jarkel Joyner and the other transfers, and the guys like Terquavion Smith who decided to come back means a lot to us in our program. I thought those guys completely fought the entire year. We did some really good stuff. We're going to walk out here with our head up, continue to build, and keep pushing this program in the right direction. So, questions?
Questions for the student athletes or the coach? Here on the left-hand side, third row.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride. Kevin, for you, heading into this game, obviously all the talk was on DJ Burns and that matchup with Ryan Kalkbrenner. How frustrating was that to not have that come to fruition with DJ getting so many fouls?
Well, that was more outside talk than anything. I certainly wish DJ could have been on the floor a little bit more. But guard play is really good, and our guards have been really good. These two guys have averaged 17 points a game between the two of them or more. On nights, DJ has been really good. Certainly never really got into a flow. And I thought their big was he was tremendous. He did a good job. We fronted him. We played behind. They did a good job. They found him. He made shots.
Additional questions here on the right-hand side on the aisle, fourth row back.
Luke T. Cock, Raleigh News and Observer. For Jarkel, how frustrating was it for you guys that you were kind of scrapping for shots at one end and trying to find openings, and they would kind of get down to the other end and dump it inside? And did that take a toll on you guys a little bit, sort of in terms of frustration?
I wouldn't say that it's frustrating because we knew the game plan. We knew what they was going to do. I feel like we could have been a little bit more disruptive because there's a great passing team, but give credit to them. They found their big man.
Here in the front row, or in the second row here in the aisle.
Rob McLean with Inside Pack Sports. My question is also for Jarkel. So much at NC State's about legacy and heritage. How important is it to you that you've lifted NC State back up to that level where they're in the mix for the NCAA and competing for these type of awards?
Man, it's been great. When I first came on my visit, Coach told me we was going to go to the NCAA tournament. And everything he said to me in that office came true. Man, and I love him to death, man. I'm so glad I came here. Man, so family-oriented, and I'm so glad that we got back to the NCAA tournament. Coach been a winner all his life, and, man, I'm so glad he be able to coach me and get me to here, and it's been fun.
Okay, we'll go with the right, stay on the right side here, third row back.
Trayvon Miles, ABC 11 in Raleigh. T, you decided to come back. You know how things ended right now tonight. But given everything you've been through over the last 2 years, what has it been like? What has your career been like, and what do you take away from the things you've learned here?
I'm just blessed and glad that I got to play with the group of guys I got to play with, and I'm glad I got the coach that I have, and I got the staff that I have, and I'm glad that I chose NC State. Like he said, like Jarkel said, every time I talked to Coach, and when he was recruiting me all the way till now, everything he told me that would happen happened. I just had to believe in it and put the work in for it. So I'm just glad to have these group of guys and the coaching staff that I have.
Stay in the left, over here in the left on the third row back.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride. For Terquavion and Jarkel, obviously this is the only year the two of you will get to play together. What has that experience been like, sharing the same backcourt throughout this year?
Man, it's been fun, man. Me and T are like brothers, man, and I love him to death, man. He's an amazing person. I feel like he's more as an amazing person than he is a basketball player, and he's an amazing basketball player. And he's going to do great things in his career, whatever he decides to do, and I love him to death.
Yeah, I can say we brothers. This is my big brother. I take everything he say into consideration. Whenever he trying to tell me anything, as far as on the court, off the court, it's somebody I know I can count on, and I just love him. You know, I wish we had more time together, just so it make it better, make the chemistry better. But yeah, I'm glad he came, and I'm glad it was the best fit for him. And I just love him. You know, he's my guy.
We'll go across the aisle, third row on the right side.
Yeah, Chip Alexander, News Observer. This is for Kevin. Just you went into the game knowing you had to defend a three that they had great success this season. They were 3 for 20 on threes, and a couple of those came late. Just what did you feel like the difference in the game was? Was it just a shot here and a rebound there and a call, a no call? Just what was the difference?
Yeah, I thought we did a great job defending the three. When you look at them, they were 3 for 20. We obviously didn't shoot the ball well. I thought they got some point interior baskets that certainly helped those guys getting a little easier baskets. It was a possession game. If you look at it, the ball bounces one way or we make a couple shots here, it may be a different outcome. But give them credit. I thought they made those threes out of those 3 threes they made. I thought they made 2 down the stretch that were really huge. They kind of put them over the top.
Right, second row.
Rob McLam, Inside Pack Sports. Kevin Terquavion got the 2 fouls, put him to the bench. I think generally this season you would leave him on the bench the whole half. You made the decision to bring him back. How well do you think he massaged that situation, and what led you to make that choice?
Well, he's a lawyer, and you know, he from the time he got the second foul, he's like, oh, I got it. And so it was the end of the year, and listen, these 2 guys have been tremendous. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down, and I wasn't going to have him sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. And, you know, I made the decision. If he fouled out, he fouled out. Luckily, he didn't. But, you know, I haven't said this enough, what a special backcourt this has been. I mean, you look at 2 guys that are right over 17 points a game. They trust each other. They fight each other. They compete against each other. They love each other. They hang out with each other. You know, it's been a really special group. And as a coach, you don't get that all the time. You don't get 2 guys who are really winners who compete the way they do. And I'm really grateful that both of those guys have decided to come to NC State and play for NC State, because we wouldn't be in the position without those guys. But I wasn't going to sit them down. We're going to go out, and if we were going to go out or we're going to win the game, it's because of our guard play.
Stay on the right side, 4 rows back.
When Terquavion dunked on Kalkbrenner, did you have any sense at that point that maybe the tide had turned your way, and that you just kind of had to see it out? I mean, did you have that feeling sort of in your gut at that point?
Yeah, I thought we made a couple big plays. I thought the dunk was a big play. The next possession, Jack hit a big 3. And then we came down, and we couldn't get stops. We went up. We couldn't get stops. The ball bounced a couple different ways, but it definitely shifted our momentum. The momentum towards our way. I thought we did some good stuff. I just thought they came down and made a few more plays than we did.
I'll check our Zoom connection. Any media who are online here, if you have a question, please use the raised hand function. All right, hearing none online. Any other questions from the room? Another question here, follow up on second row here.
Just Kevin, the last thing. These guys have helped lift this thing back up to the NCAA, the meaning that has to you, the gratitude you have for your team this past season.
Yeah, listen, it's a lot of, what you guys don't understand is a lot of hard work to go into winning. Winning is not easy. At some point in my career, I thought winning was very easy because I was comfortable and we won. When we had the year last year, I realized that it's not given to you to earn. And you got to earn, you got to work. Okay, I had Boo push me to look at everything. I had Chancellor Woodson support, and both of those guys support. And I wanted to make sure that I went out and I made some positive changes. The most positive change was probably in myself. You know, look at myself in a different way that I've never looked at myself. But I also wanted to get out and find some guys that I felt like they were NC State guys. They played hard, they competed. You know, we talk about accountability. We have ART. We call ART accountability, relentless, toughness, and together. I wanted guys to be able to do this. I have an elite sophomore who was an elite freshman who decided to come back to school. He didn't have to. I wanted, to bring an older guy beside him to be able to help him get where he needed to be. I am proud. We did some really great things this year. Maybe one of the best turnarounds in college basketball. And it's because of the people around me and the staff that I put together and everybody's hard work and everybody's commitment to get us to where we needed to be. Okay, and we don't want to go back to that 1 year. I want to look at it as it was a bad year, and I want to continue for the program to rise. And, the biggest thing is, like, to be quite honest with you, I got humble. And when you get humble, you look at things a completely different way. And I'm glad I got humble because you learn a lot through going through some adversity. And that was something that I'd never done in my life. But I went through adversity, and it made me look at things in a different light. And I'm glad I did because we're where we're at today because of what we went through.
All right, that'll do it, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks.